How's it going? First, I'd like to thank Docus for giving myself and the Scoop the opportunity to introduce ourselves to an audience of our peers and to be present and to give our own experience and how we formed and to explain our own values and beliefs, how we operate at the moment and what our plans for the future are. I'm sure there are a lot of you who have no idea who we are, so I'd like to explain who we are. We're not even a year old at this stage. We're going to have our first birthday in June, and maybe some of you would be interested in hearing about our own experience and how we formed, especially in a time when a lot of businesses are failing, a lot of people are losing their jobs, and charities are finding it hard to get donations. So this is our story. Our story actually begins with a strange twist of fate and a chain of events that I don't mind sharing with you because it's the basic truth of what happened. And at Scoop, we want to pride ourselves on trust and honesty as being our own basic foundation. Even if this truth reveals our flaws, our failures, or even our own insecurities and inexperience, it's the truth, and we're going to stick by it. I just finished college, and without any real desire to live the life of wife, home, child, or cat, I decided to get up and go, and I visited Central America. I worked my way down from Mexico to Panama. And even though it's a tiny little blip on the map, it took me the guts of half a year to see it all, and it was an incredible experience. Then I moved over to Asia, and by the time I was travelling through Cambodia, I was travelling through it the same way I was in life, without much enthusiasm, motivation, or care of my own safety, to be honest. So one night I was in a bar and I started playing pool on my own, and I got playing with some tuk-tuk drivers for money. It was only $1 a game, but I suppose $1 to them is a lot, especially when they're losing. So I was playing well and in my element, and I was up some money, but I was being kind of flamboyant and sharing it amongst the room, buying them beers and buying them smokes and whatnot. But I woke up in a shanty hut somewhere, unconscious, and I suppose I'd been drugged and put on the back of a moped and taken to this hut. And yeah, I was surprised to find myself there. So they were robbing me, obviously. And that was the only time I was robbed, and they dropped me back to my hostel. The hostel owner let them into my room, and I was robbed there as well. So my recollection of that night is very hazy. It was, different stages of consciousness and unconsciousness, and vomiting and not. But it's pretty harrowing experience. So the next day, I gathered the last of my thoughts and possessions and left the hostel. I'll never forget the tuk-tuk drivers and the hostel owner laughing at me in my predicament. So I was getting away from them, and I was walking down the street, and I must have had no life in my face, and I was looking at the ground, and this girl came up to me asking was it okay, and I was telling her to get away from me. I didn't want her to do it. And she didn't let go, and she took me to a hotel and checked me in. So later that night we met up after I slept and had a bath and tried to get my thoughts together. And I was talking to this girl, Kayla, that's Canadian, and we started to get to know each other. So I was telling her how much I hated Cambodia, and she was telling me how much she loved Cambodia because she'd been volunteering at this orphanage. And she asked me did I want to go, and I had nothing to lose, so the next day off we went. Little did I know that day would change the last 2 years of my life, and I really hope for the rest of it too. So the place she brought me to was this place. It's called the Save Children in Asia organisation. You can see it was just a 2-room hut with a dark classroom downstairs and a bedroom upstairs where there was 11 children all sleeping on mats. And the guy who built it, the guy on the left, Samith is his name, and that's where they were living, all in extreme poverty, but really, really happy. And they were loving all the volunteers that came, and they cried when everyone left. So I got to know Saf, and he was telling me of all the individual stories of the children, and his own story. He'd found the girl at the very front in a ditch one day, unfortunately, and he started taking care of her. And he had the idea to build this centre with volunteers from. He used to put up notices in hostels to get people involved, and he managed to build the centre. So the place had a profound impact on me, especially where I'd been at that point in my life. When I got back to Ireland, I vowed to try and have the same impact on their lives as they had mine. So this began with a fundraiser that we organised, just two floors in the Blue Note, some bands and some DJs, and we raised €3,500. The next day, the day that I spent off that money and the feeling it gave me, was the day the Scoop was born. So I started hatching other ideas for fundraisers, and I started asking friends and acquaintances if anyone would be interested in joining this new organisation. We hadn't even a name, but we knew that that I wanted to help this orphanage, and if anyone wanted to get involved, that they could. So we had the idea that we'd start a non-profit that focused on children and their education in all its forms, and got to know the projects intimately the way I did with SAF, so we could get to know what each child's requirements were. Maybe they're not book smart, or maybe they were good with their hands, or whatever they needed, a new bike or whatever, that we'd really get involved in their lives. So regarding a name, I asked my mum, who's a general word freak, to come up with something. She came up with SCOOP, which was Save Children Out of Poverty, and we were sold immediately. So off we went with that. So thus the Scoop was formed. And the aim was to have a hands-on, energetic board consisting of a mix of people who either had experience in development or having worked in a charity. But more importantly, we wanted people who had genuine altruistic traits and who could lend something to the table that would help us keep costs low, or help us move forward in a positive way. Not to bore you with everyone who's involved, but we have someone who works in the charity sector, we have someone who has a master's in development, we have someone who works in PR, a promoter, an auctioneer, graphic designer, a youth worker, an actress, a writer, a DJ, a musician, and then little old me, I suppose. But once we had our board, we got down to future projects, and using the orphanage as an example, we wanted to find grassroots projects that are already existing, schools, orphanages, youth centres, and now it's oddly enough skate parks in Africa and football academies. But we find these places that share the same vision as us, that the care, welfare and happiness of children and their education is the key to a strong community around them, and the key to the day-to-day happiness for them, and hopefully in the long term a better future. And we also wanted to be an organisation that was ultra inclusive, that anyone could join. So we had the idea to open it up to skilled workers, or unemployed people even, where we'd help them raise the money. And it was about the volunteers' call, who could get involved in any capacity they wanted, and we'd only just be the channel through which they could come, and off they go. So we also had an idea to set up committee meetings, scoop group meetings we're going to call them, where anyone can get involved, and they're going to be in like education, volunteering, etc. And hopefully the decisions of the organisation will be made by everybody and anybody. So the foundations were beginning to set. We had our team, we had momentum, we knew the type of projects we wanted, and we were realising we were becoming a unique non-profit. We also realised that we were becoming living proof that today an NGO can be established without massive financial backing. We were basically working from home, so we didn't need an office, and we were using our own experience and our own contacts and